Welcome back. It's time for the News Schmooze.
Karm, I know you can't believe it, but we're starting to get an audience and followers, and someone just messaged mid-broadcast asking how you were feeling.
So why don't I answer?
Because I will answer. We're in the middle of a show here.
Well, how do you know how I feel?
Because you seem to be doing much better, because you're putting me down again. Now, let me ask you a question.
Joel, don't do this victim business.
What did you think of the Splash Players?
I admire them wholeheartedly because they do something I could never do.
Karm, I'll be honest. I don't think you're doing enough right now. I think that you're starting to fall into like a self-pitying mode. That happened with COVID.
Oh my God!
And
don't do this because I'm gonna walk out. It's not true.
They just started their lives. They just started basketball. They said it's never too late. I mean, you could be playing Wall Street. This is a time to do it when there's a dip in the market.
Stop.
But were you inspired by them?
Joel, stop pimping.
Were you were you inspired by them?
I was inspired by the fact that they can get that ball into that basket.
What do you think of Marge's New York Queens accent?
I think Marge is one in a million.
Marge will slap you in the face if she doesn't like something you do, and I love that about her.
No. She's a
sweetheart.
doer and a sweetheart.
Yeah. And that Corey, by the way, who had dementia, she reminded me of your Yola Nanny. I didn't even know how you're related to Yola Nanny. She was your aunt?
She was my grandmother's sister.
She was cute. I remember meeting her.
There were only the two of them.
And we had Aunt Simmy. Aunt Simmy used to ice skate at 88.
Yeah, and she got her degree in
like linguistics
nutrition.
Or whatever.
No, in nutrition.
All right, Karm.
It was a hospital nutrition.
We've got the news schmooze to get
80.
to. I'm bringing this up. This is going to be old news by the time it's out, even in a week or two. But her remarks came as a result of ex-aide Cassidy Hutchinson speaking in staggering detail to the House Select Committee hearing on Tuesday about Donald Trump's character. Hutchinson portrayed an unhinged leader who often veered wildly out of control. The committee obviously was investigating the January 6 attacks on Capitol Hill, but Trump's character was also destroyed during the hearing. Now, this is being relayed by Stephanie Grisham, who was, I believe, Melania's press secretary. Or actually, I think she was Donald Trump's press secretary for a while. Weird story. Stephanie Grisham's husband was a sports anchor in Tucson, who then went on to call some UFC fights. What a small world. But she has a book out called I'll Take Your Questions Now, What I Saw in the Trump White House. And she said that Mr. Trump's handlers designated an unnamed White House official known as the Music Man to play him his favorite show tunes, including Memory from Cats, to pull him from the brink of rage. There was testimony in this hearing that Donald Trump, on the day of the insurrection, tried to grab the steering wheel of the Beast, which is the presidential limousine, and then tried to grab the Secret Service throat. I bring all this up
I watched the actual
hearing.
Hearing.
By the way, I thought that Cassidy Hutchinson was like, 37, 30. She's 25, and when this happened, she was like, 23, 22, whatever. The whole point in bringing this up is, what is your I've never asked you this, your psychological analysis of Donald Trump? What is his deal?
Very honestly,
yeah, he's a lunatic.
First of all, I think I'm not going there, but I don't know if it is true or if it is false, because I heard that the Secret Service testified and denied that he grabbed the steering wheel.
They say that they would testify under oath that did not happen.
Exactly. So don't give me one half of a story, because that makes me look really stupid. Give me a whole story, or don't give me a story.
I didn't know you had such journalistic integrity.
I have total journalistic.
Okay, aside from that story, just knowing what you know about him, what is your psychological profile of him?
I don't have any new psychological profile.
On to the next.
He's very openly, bluntly, inappropriately nasty. Like when he called Kelly, what was her name?
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly, that her bleeding from her eyes. And
yes.
I mean, that wasn't enough for me. I don't need this additional
We're on a tight time frame today, Karm. On to the next story. And this story enrages me, which is why I picked it. Trophy hunters are slaughtering an animal every 3 minutes with UK, this is a UK story, with UK marksmen among the world's most prolific killers. This is a special story profile done by the Daily Mail. British hunters have won prizes for shooting more than 100 different species, including endangered ones, such as lions and polar bears, according to this report by the parliamentary group, who are looking to now ban trophy hunting. Among them are canned, quote unquote, canned lion hunts, where animals are bred in captivity and shot in enclosures. What do you think of a person who, for fun, and by the way, Donald Trump Jr. is one of these guys who kills polar bears and lions and tigers and elephants for fun? What do you think of these people, Karm? What do you think of these people?
What do you think I think of?
I want to know. I want to hear you say it.
I think they're murderers.
It's a sick psychopathy. Get joy out of that.
Psychopathy?
On to the next story.
Psychopathy? I don't know if the word exists, but they are really sick murderers. Murderers.
Donald Trump Jr., you're a murderer. Okay. New Brew, spelled capital N-E-W-B, lowercase R-E-W, is no ordinary beer. You know what makes this beer different? You know what makes this beer different? It is made and brewed in Singapore, and it is made with recycled sewage. The alcohol beverage is a collaboration between the country's National Water Agency, pub, as it is called, and local craft brewery, Brewerkes.
Why do I need to know this?
Because this is the wave of the future. They are now taking recycled sewage water and repurposing it. I actually talked to a guy who was, do you remember this?
I'm not interested. I'm leaving the planet in a few years, and you guys drink the sewers.
Would you drink sewage beer?
I don't drink beer, period.